Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. We are on to another episode of The Magnificent Seven. And as you can see, I am wearing my brown sweater. So we're not at 7 any longer. Those of you that are new, The Magnificent Seven is where I have picked out 7 of the sweaters that I am working on currently. Not every week does every one of them get a little love. Some of them, like this one, was found in one of these bins. Yeah, boxes, bags, and bins that I have been going through, and I call those my vintage projects because this was at least 6 years old, and it got a whole lot of love, and it got finished. This is my brown tweed sweater, and we have affectionately called it the kitchen sink or the kitchen sweater. And the reason being is if you look at that, look, see you can see the colors. Look at that. So you got the orange in there, you've got some yellow, you've got that avocado kind of green. I mean, it's a 70s kitchen. It just is. With the brown, I mean, it's got all the beautiful colors. So, and it's done. It is finished. And I have already shown this, but I thought it was quite appropriate to wear that today. We need to add in another sweater. We do. And I need to locate my other sweaters. What has been voted on for the last couple weeks was for me to work on my granddaughter's sweater. That is the neon sweater, neon striped sweater, and it is using this yarn right here. This is the Yarn Bee Hobby Lobby exclusive, soft and sleek, low pill fiber, 4 ounces, 186 yards. It is a 100% acrylic yarn. And to me, it works up kind of plump, more like an Aran weight. I'm making her sweater with size 9s as opposed to the 8s. I like the feel of the fabric better. It's still a pretty firm fabric, but with the size 8s, it was just too stiff as far as I was concerned. So I'm really enjoying that. And I have gone through 3 of my 4 balls of yarn. This has been, in my view, such a successful Magnificent 7 series. And the reason I say that is, look at this. Oh yeah, yes. How stunning is that? It is completed. I woven all the ends. It is done. So this is her beautiful sweater. I did get a chance to try it on her and got another picture of it with her showing, the back view, just like previously. I mean, I'm biased. I have beautiful grandchildren, and if their mommy wants to put them on the internet, that's okay, but Nana's not going to do that. So I got her to stand to where I could get a back view of her. Still had all the ends hanging out. Obviously, I have since woven in all the ends. It is done. And I don't know how detailed you could see that picture. The sleeves are definitely long. I mean, they go down to here on her, which is good. The whole thing is very large. I modeled this one size-wise over the schematics of like Tin Can Knits, the flax sweaters. And you can do that worsted, DK, whatever weight, because I'm just using the schematic size for an 8 to 10-year-old. My granddaughter's 9 years old. She's very petite. This is like a dress. She's a very, very tiny little girl. So she's got a lot of time to grow into this. She loves it the way that it is. When I first showed it to her, it was the vest. Okay, I have an issue with sleeves. It was just the vest. Thank you everybody for all of your love, your support, and your encouragement, because it now has finished sleeves, and I am loving this rainbow bright neon stripy goodness that this thing is. I'm loving it. And I bordered it, this right here, all the blue and all of the hem and the cuffs. That is big twist value. I know it's sad. Joanna's gone. We know that. But that's what that is. So it gets to live on and in this beautiful, beautiful sweater. Because it is so large for her, I decided not to put in the kangaroo pouch. I was originally going to do that, but when you do something like that, you don't put it way up here. It's normally closer to the bottom. And this is almost a dress for her, so that wouldn't be a good place for it. So I'm going to leave that off. And then there were other options and decisions on whether or not I was going to do a hood. Her last sweater, that was all over color work, the first time I ever did that. That one right there, I did put a hood on. So I think she's good without having a hood for this one. We're just going to leave it. I'm not going to make it any more complicated than it is. It's done. This was a simple, oh, you know what? I did start this with a pattern. I did, that's correct. The Brick pattern by Clare Lee is a free pattern on Ravelry, and I have made that sweater multiple times. Absolutely love the pattern. I've made adult sweaters. Now the extra small says it's going to be about a 29-inch for the chest if you get gauge. I was definitely above on gauge with this because this is a very thick worsted weight yarn, and I did the same concept for this one as the Brick is, i.e. I made a few less stitches, right? You know, all the way around. You know, started off smaller and increased smaller because it was big enough, right? So I did that, and that gives this beautiful crew neck line. And for me, for finishing it off, I didn't go back to the pattern. I just used it for a starting template. I love Brick by Clare Lee I think it's Clare Lee. I hope it's that. I'll put it down below. I hope that's who it is, because otherwise I'm giving credit to the wrong person. But I've used that pattern multiple times, and I've made it as written, and I've also used it as a template and then added fancy stitches, did some different things along the arms, you know, just kind of churching it up a little bit more. This one, the yarn did all the speaking. It didn't need anything else. But what I love about that pattern is it gives this nice, in my opinion, this beautiful crew neck design. I came back afterwards and I picked up stitches to finish off the neck, and I knitted around with that. And you can see it a little bit right here. Yeah, you can see the knit round. So I knit around there, and then I used, I think it was 4 stitches, and I did an I-cord bind off. And when I first started the bind off, I was picking up the stitches right here along this edge, and I didn't like it rolled. It still rolled on the outside, more like that looks like right there, and where you have that back side, and I didn't like that. So what I did is when I attached my I-cord, I attached it on this side when I got to this row, and every other row I also attached it to a loop along the sweater here, and it makes it lay a little bit better, in my opinion. Have I done that before? No, I hadn't, but I saw something that I wanted to try. I wanted to do the I-cord bind off. I have done that before. I didn't like the way it rolled, and I didn't want to come back afterwards and try to sew it to the other side to where it would stay firmer. So I played with it. And that's what we do with our crafts. We play with it until it works semi the way we want it to. And that is exactly what I did with this one. So in this series, I think we've been doing this for 3 weeks now. I finished 2 sweaters. That to me is mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. This one was, when we did the voting, it was by far the #1. And it was described to me, it's because, for one, it was a gift, and we all just have a soft spot in our heart for gifts. And the other one is that was for my granddaughter, and the concern was she was going to outgrow it, which is a valid concern. Now, I made it absolutely huge, so she has plenty of time to outgrow it, right? You know, before she grows into it and then outgrowing it. But it is a valid concern. So that one was by far the most. And then the next one was the angel sweater. And I do have that. I didn't know where it was. I really didn't. I just moved this bag because it has a sweater we can add into the Magnificent Seven. And the angel sweater was underneath it. I truly did not know where it was. I knew it was in this room. 100%. I knew it was in this room. I also 100% did not know where in this room it was. So that's really nice. I did locate it, which is great. We're going to see how close we are, because I do have the pictures, and I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Look what I have. Do you know why this is exciting? Do you see that arm? That arm is not long enough. This, I didn't know I had any more. Oh, wow. I hate to do that, but I'm going to take that out. I got to take those cuffs out. Look at that. I have enough. All right, so the brown sweater's not done. The 3/4 works, but man, I have enough. I can finish it. Oh my God, I can make full length sleeves for my long gorilla monkey arms. I could do it. Oh, wow. And look, I got more needles. Oh, that's amazing. I have treasures in my room. I have more treasures in my room than sometimes I realize and think about. I think it needs long sleeves. I mean, I used every bit of that last ball of yarn I had. I thought that's all I had, and it was just the 3/4. Would you pull it out? Because what I'd have to do is just pull out all of this to here. I would. And then continue the sleeve, because it's a little bit bigger, down farther, and then do that. And the people that are like massively fancy, I am not one of them. I could. What you could also do, and I know it involves using scissors, and that's scary, is snip the thread right here, right above the cuff, unravel around just like you would do with like an afterthought heel for socks. Put both of them on needles, right? Put it on a holder of some sort. Take this where you cut it, knit it with half of that yarn that I have, and then do Kitchener stitch and graft this to this. Yeah, that's doable. You're like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. That is doable. And to make it even easier, you wouldn't cut it right here, right before the where I decreased for this ribbing. I would do it a couple here because, and now look, I didn't do any decreases there, so it wouldn't be anything. It would be like stitches to like stitches for grafting and doing that Kitchener stitch. And I'm actually pretty good at the Kitchener stitch. I've made enough socks, right? I could do that. That's an idea. That might be, yeah, that might be better than trying to find, because I do a really good job of weaving in my ends, and wherever I wove in my ends, that's down, and I split the stitches and I do all this other stuff. So I'd probably have to cut off about that much of the ribbing just to make sure that I was able to unravel the sleeves. Oh, that's a process. I could do that. I have faith. I have confidence. It could happen. I mean, what would you do if you found the yarn? I wanted long sleeves, and then I can just leave the cuff and have it go down to there. That's enough. I wanted the sleeves longer. I tried really hard. I could do it. I could do it. Oh, I think I have to, don't I? It's like almost a rule. What else am I going to do with this? You know, it's not a full skein. I've used some. It's not. That's a massive sidetrack. I did not know I had this. I would have tore the room up if I knew that there was a partial skein. I did not know this. All right. I'm enamored. I'm enamored. Okay. So we're going to move on. We're going to move on. Oh my gosh, that is so cool. And I'm going to show you the angel sweater that was by far the next project that everybody was like, you need to work on this. And this was another one because it was a gift. And I originally started this sweater for myself. And let's see. Oh my gosh, this is a tangled mess. This is a tangled mess. This is a tangled mess. So I originally started the sweater for myself, and the arms were really, really long because I have, as I said, long gorilla monkey arms. I just do. That is just my shape. That's fine. And I made these long, and I didn't want 3/4 sleeves, so I made them long. You know what I'm getting at, long. And then my sister, who is 4'11", I'm 5'8", she claimed the sweater. So then I started making the body, and then I started to attach the sleeves. I didn't shrink the sleeves. You know where I'm going with this, right? She doesn't have long gorilla monkey arms. I do. I'm 5'8". They are very proportionate to my body. She's 4'11". She did not need huge arms. So this stayed in timeout for quite some time because, you know, I had to pull out the arms and everything else. That's why we call this the angel sweater. You can see the angel motif that is up the sleeve on this particular one. And this is using the Joanne Big Twist Party yarn. I know, Joanne is gone. I know. So I've got all of this. Let me see if I don't mess up my stiffs. Okay. I think I last had it on the mannequin or what have you, because I do have the try-on cord. So going up, look at that. So for the people who have not seen me actually show this, just saw the still pictures, this right here, you can see the bobble right there is the top of the angel head. And as you stretch that out, you can definitely see here's the angel wing and then the gown for the angel right there. And it was heartbreaking to rip out so much. And then I've got the extra ball of yarn in the sleeves, you know, holding that right there. That's what that is. And I have started now. I had gotten so far and then ripping it out. Yeah. So I am back to here, and every other round we decrease right here along the raglan, and I've got to continue making the angels up the sleeve. So this one has gotten quite a bit farther. I think at one point I might have been up to around the neckline, and then I realized I just have to pull out the sleeves. I just had to do that. And it really waylaid getting this done quicker. This is one of my older projects from when I first started my channel. Now granted, I'm saying older. I have not had my channel for 2 years. We're coming up on the 2 years. We are coming up on 2 years. Thank you everybody for watching, subscribing, and liking. We are pretty close to that 2-year mark. So this does not count as one of my vintage, like the sweater is at least 6, but it is one of my older ones. It does need to get done. I just need to sit down, figure out where I'm at, and just start working on it. That's it. Just, I mean, how hard is that? Let's just put a few stitches on it. And this is going to be my concentration for the coming week. It really is, because it was so heavily voted for. And I've been reading all the comments that we had the neon and the angel sweater. Those were the ones that were definitely asked for, requested, and just really wanted to see them done. And that's because they're gifts. This one I was able to finish, kind of, now that I got that new ball of yarn, maybe not, because it was just the sleeves. And I do have another series that I'm working on where it's the sleeves. You know, there's so many cute comments down below in my comment boxes on the different names for it. You know, Slaughter Sleeve Sunday sounds a little gruesome, but I get it, right? You know, there's another one that's just on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember it, but there were just so many cute things of just trying to encourage me to sit down and work on the sleeves. You know, because I have so many vests in the works. And that's not cool. And that was the joke on why this one should have gone so much faster, is I literally did the sleeves first. The sleeves were finished first, but I made it for me, and they were huge, and I used them anyway, and it just didn't dawn on me. And it was funny because the sleeves were, when you held it up, they were so long, and you know, it fit me. The sweater fit me as like a belly shirt, and Nana does not wear belly shirts, but the arms fit me. And I know for my sister, the shirt would fit, but the arms would be down to her knees. And that's not a good look anyway. She would have still worn it and loved it because that's how she is, but I could do better. So it took a while. It definitely took a while. Let's see, what else are we adding in? We have to add something in. We are down to 5 sweaters at the moment for the Magnificent 7, but we need to add some in. So we've got this one right here. Let me move some yarn out. And that one's already part of it. That's the boyfriend sweater, my husband's. And this one right here, how far am I with this? This is the Harvest cardigan. The pattern is by Tin Can Knits. And Tin Can Knits, if you are new, even if you're not new to garment making and you just want to make a garment that has classical lines, easy to understand, and massively size inclusive to like small baby child to multi-X, right? It is just right there. And their schematics are fantastic. I go back to Tin Can Knits schematics for a lot of things. Like I was saying, even for this, I did go to Tin Can Knits and the flax sweater, just because that one has great schematics also, just to look at the sizing for the different child sizes that I wanted to work with. So absolutely wonderful. If you haven't made a sweater or a garment and you want to, highly recommend. Here I am on this. This yarn is an ice yarn, and it was gifted to me, and it was a mohair magic glitz, I think, and it's gorgeous. I love the broken stripes, if that's how you team that. I don't know. I love that. To me, that is just amazing. Love that. It was a raglan shape. Started out with doing this gorgeous collar and then picking up stitches. So, I mean, it's phenomenal. So I am still working on the length, and I'm thinking this one's for me. It might be for my beige girl. You know, I got the beige girly. How can you believe I have a child that loves all the neutrals and beiges? I mean, it's like all the color in me got washed out. You know I'm saying that as I'm wearing a brown sweater, but it's got orange and yellow and green in it. Yeah, so she loves the beiges, and this has sparkle in it. Can we see the sparkle? Can we not see the sparkle? Oh, we can see a little bit. Okay, it does have a glitz. It does have that beautiful sparkle to it. I have plenty of yarn. I think I had 4 of these balls for like 400 or 590 yards each. Insane amount of yarn. I am on my second skein. Second. That is just, and it's stunning. What size needles am I using? I think I'm using 8s. Yeah, probably 8s. I can't see the size on that. No, there's no size. I don't have a gauge right there, but probably 8s. And it is beautiful. It is, and that was the question. Am I keeping this one for myself? I'm making it for myself, but the last cardigan, the last harvest cardigan I made with Lion brand comfy cotton. Gorgeous, and some blues, and I also got that yarn gifted to me. That one was from the Mystery Yarn Challenge, and that was so much fun. And I made the same pattern, and I was making it originally for me, and it fit my daughter a lot better. It was comfy, it was cozy, it was a little bigger, it was a little too snug for me, whatever. But she would wear it because it was in the blues. She loves that color. I probably wouldn't have worn it anyway, or not as often, so gifted that to her. She absolutely loved it, and it would be kind of humorous, you know, and I did make it originally for me, but it looks so good on her. And the same with this one. Yeah, it'll fit me, but if it's a little bit bigger, a little baggier or something, you know how these little petite girls can wear things that are oversized and it looks amazing? Absolutely stunning. Yeah, that's what it would look like on her. So I'm not sure on the length, if I continue, how much more I continue on this, because if it's me or if it's her, you know, she's a lot shorter than I am. I think she's like 5'4", I'm 5'8", so there's a few inches there, and she's so tiny. You know, I've got her by a lot of weight, a lot of size, a lot of weight. That's okay. So thinking of adding, this one's going to be added in, and then I think I need to clean my room a little more, because I'm pretty sure I've got another sweater in the works around here that I'm aware of. I know that there's some that are probably tucked in these boxes, bags, and bins that we just haven't gotten to yet from my Tackle It series. And I'm going through things. Oh, you know what? I do have another one. We did pull that up from the Tackle It series. This is the Poema sweater. And let's see. So we pulled that one up, and this is one full skein into that design. Look at this lace on that's the sleeve. Look at the lace on that. Isn't it pretty? This is one full skein, I think. Oh, here, how about this way? Oh, much better. There we go. It's beautiful. I think this is, I'm not sure if it's worsted or DK weight. I don't remember. This is hand-dyed yarn by Nerd String, and Nerd String is no longer in business. That was a Colorado hand dyer. Absolutely gorgeous. So one full, yeah, see, there we go. There's my cake. That's the one full cake of yarn, and the other ones are in here wound up. There we have it. And let's see, I have the other sweaters too. I should put in pictures. I did a little video of them previously. Maybe I'll just put the pictures in as I'm talking about them. So we saw the original 7 for my Magnificent 7 was the brown sweater I'm wearing, the neon sweater for my granddaughter, the angel sweater that we just showed. So that's 3 of them. We had the boho sweater, which is a big twist boho yarn, and it is very, very similar weight and everything else to this. So just a nice light yarn and using large needles, because that I believe is also on size 8s. And that's a beautiful one. I love that. Let's see, what else did we have? We had, oh, this thing. And it's funny, love the way that looks. Made it way too big. So out of all the votes to start working on, this got the least. You guys put it in timeout for me. Thank you very much. Even on that one, I think I might have to listen to the advice that I received here on the channel, is just rip the whole thing out and start over, because I started it way too big, and you can't keep the thing that you started way too big and then try to make it fit you. Yeah, or I had a lot of comments of make it into a poncho, which I read those comments after I ripped out half the yoke. So there is that. And that wouldn't have been a bad idea. That really wouldn't have. So there's that. That one needs a lot of love and attention if it even gets off the ground. What others? Oh, I had the boyfriend sweater. That one is out of the washed yarn. Let's see. That is this yarn. We know I love that color. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And that is a Malabrigo yarn. Love the Malabrigos. And gorgeous. Look at the color. There's the color name right there. And the reason I call that one another boyfriend sweater is I was making that one for my husband, but it's a ribbed sweater. So even though it will fit him, it will hug me more so. You know, so I mean, you know how rib will cling anyway. So it'll look like it's got all the shaping and hug the curves and everything. And I want to make it like that to where it fits him and it's still cozy and comfortable for me. So it'll be another shared sweater. Love that idea. What else did I have over here? I don't know. I'm going to have to throw the pictures up there, and whatever I forgot, we'll just throw it up there, and maybe you guys are probably screaming what it was, but it can't be that important, right? So one, I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a different one. 5, 6. Okay, so I'm missing one, but I don't know which one. I don't know which one at the moment. That's okay. It's just fine. I have lots of them. And like I said, adding in the harvest sweater because 2 of them are down. And then adding in this one right here, the Poema sweater. Kind of interesting. Now, I wanted to keep that one on hold for a while. I would like to finish it. I really would. But that's a lot. That's like this one. And I've got just, you know, the yoke, just part of the yoke done. There's a lot left to do with that. I don't know. I'm thinking I want to work on some of the other ones a bit more, get some of those things off my plate before I start a new one. And we know I just got, you know, speaking of Malabrigo yarn, evidently I like the Malabrigo yarn. I got this gorgeous stuff from Premier, and this is the Diana colorway. It is fingering weight yarn. Pretty sure Premier is already out of all their Malabrigo yarn, and I've got the black yarn to go with it, and I've already got a sweater picked out, and I'm trying my darndest to get a couple things cleared off the needles. And before doing this video, I thought the brown one was cleared and this one was cleared, and then we've discovered this. I really think I need to cut these sleeves and make it. I really think I have the confidence to do it now in a way that I wouldn't have had a few years ago. I know I can cut this. I know it sounds crazy. I know I can cut it. I can ravel that out, knit that longer, knit the actual sleeve longer, and then graft on that cuff. Instead of having to just rip it all out and redo it. I think I have to do that. I think this has to go back in the bucket. I think it does. I mean, I was good with it, with the length, because I didn't have any more yarn. You're either good with it or you're not. But now that I have more yarn, I mean, wouldn't that be cool? Yeah, I know. That threw me. Did not expect that at all. That is absolutely crazy. And now I'm kind of wondering, what is my 7th sweater? What sweater did I miss? I don't know. I will put a picture of it and everything and then go, wow, how did I not remember that? It's fine. It's because I have a lot of things on the needles and hooks. That's why. All right, everybody. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.